Kentucky to Michigan. I've driven around Kentucky. Kentucky's beautiful. Michigan is also beautiful. I'm not going to say that. And if you move to, like, I don't know, northern Michigan, I get it. But geez, Louise, don't go anywhere near Detroit. That's all the time we have for today. Appreciate you sticking around, tuning in. Dang it, we couldn't read a first-time emailer. We'll get to that on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Have a great one. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. God bless America.
When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong!
After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
If it was okay to have anal sex.
No apologies.
You were talking about things that probably you shouldn't talk about.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I finally had my own show!
At one point, your ancestors owned slaves.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, actually.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with your host, Alex Stein, starts right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to After Hours with Alex Stein right here on Real America's Voice. Now, we got a great episode. You know who's in the building. My very good friend. She's a great comedian. She's the one, the only, the spina bifida baddie, Lila Hart. Lila, welcome to After Hours with Alex Stein. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Well, what do you think about all the news that's going on in the world today? Like, what do you think about Austin Metcalf? And were you happy with the outcome of the verdict?
Well, I think there's a lot of people who are unhappy about it, and I think some justice was served.
You do think so?
I do.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, and I guess I could just, say this we'll start the show with this, but I do think Austin Metcalf made a fatal error by joining the track team, because if Austin Metcalf would have just joined the swim team, he would have never had to worry about getting stabbed, because black people can't swim, so Carmelo Anthony would have never been at the swim meet. Is that?
I get that. You do have a point, so.
I know. So does Austin Metcalf share some of the blame for this, for joining the track team, when you know that you're going to be running against African Americans that are very fast? It is an African American dominated sport, and that if he was just swimming, and then really if he would have joined the women's swim team, not only would Austin Metcalf still be alive, but he would also be a state champion.
See, I think you make some excellent points there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I am frustrated, though, about the whole situation, because this is an unpopular opinion, Lila. I don't necessarily think it was all because of race. I don't think that he stabbed him because he was white. I think he stabbed him because he was a dumb 17-year-old that brought a knife to a track meet, and he went to school with a bunch of white kids. So it's not like he was, from the ghetto, and that he was only around black people his whole life. Like, Carmelo Anthony was around white people most of his life, so I don't think it was necessarily race motivated, and that's a very unpopular opinion.
You know what? I see where you're coming from with that. I think sometimes people want to turn it into a race thing when it's really just a right and wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just a dumb, stupid thing, and Carmelo Anthony's going to pay the price for it. He's going to spend 35 years in prison, and it's a lose-lose-lose situation, because the Metcalfs lost their son. The Anthonys lost their son for 35 years. And yes, Carmelo Anthony will probably live to see the light of day one day. He'll eventually get out. But his parents will probably passed away. Maybe not his mom, but, more than likely maybe his dad, because his dad, I think, is a little older. So nobody wins in this situation except for the Carmelo Anthony family did get an Escalade and a free house out of it. So in a way, Carmelo did help his family out by stabbing and murdering Austin Metcalf, which is really kind of unfair. So if anybody benefits, it's the family of Carmelo Anthony because they got an Escalade.
And plastic surgery.
What? I didn't hear
That's
that.
what they said. His mom got a nose job.
No.
Yeah,
is that true? Carmelo Anthony's mom got a nose job?
I swear I saw a tweet talking about that.
Well, you know, traditionally, African Americans do have big noses, but I can't believe that she would go and get a plastic surgery with the GoFundMe. But I've also heard a rumor that they have to give back part of the GoFundMe.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's true or not because he was found guilty. Like, I guess they can't give the money out to the family if it's like a person that was actually found guilty of the crime that they're accused of. You know what I mean? Because he was found guilty, like they can't support it or something. So I don't know. There's a lot of misinformation, but we do know that Austin Metcalf is no longer with us, and that's an unfortunate situation. He did not deserve to die. He was 17 years old, and it's just a tough situation that I really don't know how we kind of move past it, because I see all these black people. We're going to actually play a clip talking about how Carmelo Anthony should be free and how...
Okay, see,
It's ridiculous, right?
Yes, that is ridiculous. He does have to serve time for what he did.
Yeah.
So somebody died. A person died.
Yeah, it was murder. Well, we're going to get into that here a little bit later because I was out in Washington, D.C. fighting to free Carmelo Anthony. I know that's going to trigger some of the people in the audience, but we'll get into that a little later. But we got to talk about this. Now, you are an expert when it comes to COVID. You had a great documentary talking about, you know, the pandemic and a lot of the, you made it with your husband, Eric, and you guys did a great job. Now it's coming out that there are United States-funded biolabs that are creating bioweapons, creating strains of COVID that we've never seen, creating all kinds of strains of viruses so that they can do testing, so that potentially they could create, you know, an antidote to these viruses. And to be honest, when it came to the official narrative surrounding COVID, they told us that it was from a bat. Do you remember that?
In Wuhan.
The Wuhan bat, right? And then at the same exact time on the quarter, they had a quarter that came out that same year. Because you know how they had those, each quarter had like a different state? Did you know the same year that it happened, there was a quarter that had a bat on it?
No.
Yes, there is. Yeah, I don't know if our production team could pull that up. I don't know how quick they can pull that up. But yes, there was the same year that they said it was a bat, which I thought was very weird. But I will say this. They lied to us about the origins of COVID because there's something nefarious going on. If there was nothing nefarious going on, they would just tell us, oh, it's this and that. And Chanel Ryan, a friend of mine, she did a lot of coverage on this, as well as Raheem Kassim. There's a lot of people that I read that did coverage about these biolabs that are basically creating these viruses, not necessarily to poison us, but they could poison us if they get loose and these, you know, they don't follow the proper procedures or protocols to keep these viruses in the testing center. And now we have Tulsi Gabbard exposing this, and I appreciate Tulsi doing this. And I'm wondering, is she doing this because there's a lot of speculation that she's about to leave the Trump administration and she wants this to get out, while Trump maybe doesn't want this information to get out because he was the president at the time of this alleged biolab leak?
That is a strong possibility.
Yeah, I know. She's kind of throwing Trump to the wolves. Okay, so let's play shot number one of Tulsi announcing this huge breakthrough information.
After months of searching through intelligence community holdings and files, today I'm releasing new evidence of longstanding U.S. government funding of more than 120 biolabs in over 30 countries. Now, these biolabs include labs in places like Ukraine, which could be at risk of compromise due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, the intelligence community had previously warned that a U.S.-funded biolab in Ukraine likely housed dangerous pathogens and remained vulnerable to longstanding threats of Russian attack, seizure, or damage.
Now, in that clip, Tulsi does not mention that there's a similar biolab in North Carolina where a lot of these conspiracy theorists, including myself, have also kind of pinpointed that as a possible leak, not just the Ukrainian biolabs that we heard about during the pandemic, because that was like an open secret. People were talking about that at the time. Now, let's play shot number two. This is Tulsi talking about how some of these labs were doing gain-of-function research.
Now, until now, evidence regarding the full existence and funding of these laboratories had been knowingly withheld from you, the American people. Many of these U.S. government-funded biolabs are currently or have previously engaged in research using hazardous and highly contagious pathogens, and in some cases included dangerous gain-of-function research with very little visibility or oversight.
Now, me as a conspiracy theorist, we were talking about this in 2019 and 2020 when all of this was happening, so I'm happy that it's now coming out, that we're getting a little more transparency when it comes to the origin of the COVID, virus, but it's very frustrating because we knew this all along. So it's like a day late and a dollar short, in my opinion. So let's play shot number 3. This is Tulsi talking about how they were covering up with all the evidence that proved that these biolabs had dangerous chemicals in them and dangerous pathogens that could get Americans and people all over the world sick.
We're learning new details, for example, on clinical trials that are underway at these facilities and that are raising significant ethical, financial, and security concerns regarding the supposed public health initiatives and U.S. national security.
Now, this next clip is, welcome to Obviousville. This is her calling out Dr. Fauci for lying about these biolabs. They try to pretend that these things don't even exist when we know that they are doing serious chemical and pathogen research. I mean, it's obvious. This is how America supports itself, either the military-industrial complex or these healthcare, scams where they can just rip us off constantly. So they actually want us to be sick. That's the big conspiracy, is they'd rather have us sick and reliant on a for-profit healthcare system than keeping us healthy. And that's why in the United States, we're one of the few countries where we can actually have pharmaceutical ads. In Europe, when you watch your TV, you don't have a bunch of pharmaceutical ads. But if you actually look at how much of the advertising dollars come from the healthcare system, it's almost 82%. You can fact check me on that. So the majority of the ads that you see on TV are being funded by the healthcare system because the healthcare system wants to make money. And in other countries, that's actually illegal. So let's play this clip of her calling out Dr. Fauci.
Now, despite the obvious potential for catastrophic global impact that research on dangerous pathogens in biolabs can have, politicians and so-called health professionals like Dr. Fauci, as well as entities within the Biden administration's national security team, lied repeatedly to the American people about the existence of U.S.-funded and supported biolabs. Not only did they lie, they threatened those who attempted to expose the truth.
Not only did I get threatened, I had my YouTube channel got multiple strikes. People got deplatformed. Some people even got debanked. So it's very frustrating that all of this is coming to light now because it's so far after the fact. I don't even know if we can do anything. And really the retribution that I would want, I don't even know if it's even attainable because, like I said, we knew that this was happening. It feels good to, once again, put another jar in the Alex Jones was right or the conspiracy theorist was right jar. But it doesn't feel like a win. It feels like this is already information that I knew was true before she announces. So what do you think about this breaking information? And does this change anything in your opinion, Lila?
No, because it's just like you said, this is stuff that we knew and we were talking about in 2020, 2021. And if you spoke about it, you were told you were crazy. There's no way that this is happening. In some ways, it does feel good that it is coming out, but it just sucks that we weren't allowed to talk about it before, but
Well, life is unfair. We learn that every single day. I learn more and more how unfair life is. All right, guys. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to get into the New York Knicks in New York. People are protesting. People are rioting. Jerry Seinfeld is saying Palestine doesn't exist. I don't know if he's wrong about that, but we'll get into that all after these commercials.
With the 2026 midterms coming at us like a freight train, gun grabbers are licking.
I've been several countries all over the world, and there's nowhere in the world like it is here in this country.
Rav family, our very own Bo Davidson is releasing a powerful new patriotic anthem called Blessed, a heartfelt tribute to the brave men and women who served our nation and protected our freedom. We truly are blessed to be Americans. Scan the QR code now to download Blessed by Bo Davidson. And let's do our part to run this song up the charts as a thank you to those who served and sacrificed for our country.
When it's breaking,
We're moving.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
So good.
Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
I'm fueled up now. Woo!
Used by the U.S. military every day. Now available to you.
This is huge.
Built by Patriots for Patriots.
Now it's time for you to do the Soldier Fuel Challenge. Order Soldier Fuel, film yourself cracking one open, and taking the Soldier Fuel Challenge. Upload your video at soldierfuel.com/challenge, and you'll be entered to win a free shipment of Soldier Fuel.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your video could also be featured on air. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to soldierfuel.com/challenge to enter. Drink what the Rav hosts drink. Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
I'm Terry from New Jersey, and I just want to say that I love Real America's Voice. I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
I'm Andy M., and I love Real America's Voice, where my voice counts and your voice counts. That is America's Voice.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
Welcome back to After Hours with Alex Stein, right here on Real America's Voice, and we're sitting with my very good friend Lila Hart, the spina bifida baddie. She's a great comedian. You can catch her on the road. She's always on tour, probably coming to a city near you. Lila, where can they find you? Where can they find where you're coming to next?
Well, you can go to lilahart.com where you'll see all my tour dates, or also micromaidens.com and see it when me and my friends are going to be performing. It's going to be so much fun. I'm actually going on tour this Monday. I'll be in Washington State and Oregon.
Well, guys, you guys need to go check out Lila. She is hilarious, and she's also different than your normal comic because Lila is like fearless on stage. A lot of these female comics, they get a bad reputation, but Lila is one of the funniest of my friends. She probably is my funniest friend, definitely my funniest female friend. I would say, Lila, anybody that has the opportunity to see you, they should go do it. Now, I want to talk about this. Have you been watching the New York Knicks and their run to the NBA Finals?
No, I have not.
You've not even seen it at all? It's been big news.
I saw a couple clips on Instagram of people in jerseys.
I know, because everybody's all excited because New York has not been to the finals, I think, since 1999. And traditionally, they've not been very successful when it comes to the playoffs. Like the last time they won a championship, I think, is like the 50s. But the city of New York is absolutely going nuts. They're trying to restrict people from doing watch parties near Madison Square Garden. Because
what?
Yes, because the people, you haven't seen any of this? There's all these viral clips of all these people like going crazy outside the stadium, like burning cars and like fighting. And so listen to this. It is absolute mayhem in Wemby. Victor Wembanyama, who is the best player for the San Antonio Spurs. He's like 7 feet tall. He looks almost like an alien. Yeah, but he's like 7'6", and he looks scary.
Oh my gosh. He looks scary.
He's a scary looking guy. You got to see. You got to look him up. But he, after their most recent, I think this was actually after they won. So right now the series is at 3-1 New York. They're potentially going to win. The next game that they win, they will be NBA champions. But the fans in New York have not felt victory in a long time, so they really don't know how to act. And there's a clip that's going viral of a New York Knicks fan throwing an egg at Victor Wembanyama as he was going into his hotel. Let's play this clip. I mean, how ghetto is that, though? I mean, what kind of fan base is going to go egg a guy after he's trying to go? He just played a hard game. He's in New York City, which is arguably the greatest city on earth. Everybody loves New York, even though it's a hellhole and it's very dangerous.
Were they egging him in celebration?
No, he's against. He's on the Spurs. They hate the guy.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yes, they're throwing eggs at him.
I can't believe it actually hit him, though. That's a good
Well, he's like 10 feet tall. I'm surprised. I mean, it's probably easy to hit him. I mean, they just kind of throw it blind. They're going to hit him. I mean, the guy's humongous, so I feel like the chances of him hitting him are probably highly likely. But when I look at this video, it's kind of just, for me, it's like an analogy for how New York really is. Like, you can be a multi-millionaire like Victor Wembanyama, but when you go to the city of dreams, or I guess, is New York the city of dreams? I don't even know. It's a city. It's a big apple. But now it's the big egg, apparently, to Victor Wembanyama. But this is my point, is you can be the richest guy, because New York has all these people that are super rich, but it's still hard. Like, it's still grimy. You still got to, like, deal with all the traffic, this and that. So it cuts you down. Everybody's, like, on the same level playing field in New York, because it's just a hard city to live in. It's a hard city to grind in. And I think Victor Wembanyama did not deserve to get assaulted by New York Knicks fans. So I'm excited, though, because the Knicks are probably going to win. And I'm actually excited to watch the city of New York burn down. I don't know why. I hope nobody gets hurt. I hope no stray cats get hurt. But, New York, you reap what you sow. If their own civilians, their own citizens want to burn the place down, why not? Who cares? Let them have some fun.
Okay. That's a little crazy.
Is that crazy? But I mean,
yes.
Listen, this is good content, Lila. We live in a society where people are hoodlums, people are ruthless. Austin Metcalf is getting stabbed in Frisco, Texas, which is a very affluent area. My point is, we live in a crazy world, and New York, the rest of the United States of America go in the direction of New York, in my opinion. Like, after 9/11, it was a horrible tragedy, but it brought the country together. Everybody rallied around New York, and New York really hasn't had anything to rally around since then, in my opinion. So if this is what they get, the fans are going to get the championship that they've desired for so long, and if it's their prerogative to go out there and act like hoodlums and act like watermelon felons and burn the city down, well, then it's their bed. They got to make it. They got to lay in it. So I'm actually excited to see this happen.
We'll see more eggs being thrown.
So, Lila, I'm actually excited to watch New York City burn down. Not because I hate New York City. I love New York City. I consider it the greatest city on earth. But if all of the people that live there are crazy psychos that are throwing eggs at Victor Wembanyama, and they're just going to act like they've never even won a championship before, and, Mayor Mamdani is not going to freaking do anything about it, not put enough police there to protect the city, I'm actually kind of excited to watch it burn down because, why not? I don't know. I kind of like a little chaos sometimes.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but I'm crazy. Now, I want to get the opinion of our great director, Colin. He is a Long Islander, lifetime New Yorker, and I would like to get his opinion. So, Colin, the Knicks are up 3-1. It's looking like they're going to win the NBA championship. First question, how do you think the people of New York will react? And are you excited for the chaos, or are you worried about the chaos?
I don't like the chaos as a lifelong New Yorker. I mean, I don't want to see my city burn down, but it is pretty interesting to see the clips, and it's pretty entertaining.
You don't want to see it burn down. They're just going to build a bigger building. It's called gentrification. They've been trying to burn down that city for a long time so they can build new buildings. Quit acting like you're some noob and you don't know how this works. They probably, look, they're going to go to the low-income areas, some of the older buildings. That's what they're going to burn down. And then Donald Trump will just build some new Trump Tower and everybody wins. So you don't like that possibility, Colin, as a New Yorker?
I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I'm a big Rangers fan. Season tickets to the Garden. I don't want to see the Garden burn down, man. That's home for me.
Well, Too bad. It's about to burn down. If they win one more game, say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed your last Rangers game because you're not going to be going there for a while. It's probably going to take a long time for them to repair that. Now, I want to play this next clip. This is a clip that's going viral. Jerry Seinfeld, the legendary comedian, one of my favorite shows, Seinfeld. I love that show. He was confronted by a Kick streamer, and he asked him to say Free Palestine. And Jerry Seinfeld's going viral for having a very unique response, and one that a lot of people agree with, and one that obviously a lot of people disagree with. So let's play the clip, then I want to get your initial reaction from it, Lila.
Oh, God. But he's on SNL, I think. That guy's on SNL. Very something, man. Are they coming in hot? Please. That guy's on SNL, right? That's the old dude. Oh, Jerry Seinfeld. What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a Free Palestine? Can we get a Free Palestine? Come on, give us one Free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
Now, whether or not there is, a genocide happening in Gaza, I think you could maybe argue that it's at least an ethnic cleansing. I still think that's kind of a funny clip. I think Jerry Seinfeld, he's a big Zionist. He's very pro-Israel. He's Jewish, one of the most famous Jewish people in America. What did you think? Was that insensitive for him to say that? And do you think Palestine exists, Lila?
I think he was just being funny.
I think he was being a little serious too, though.
Okay,
right?
Maybe, but it was a comic. It was nice that he even talked to the guy.
I agree. He could have just ignored him.
He could have ignored him. Could have said nothing. So.
And I thought the guy actually had a very heated question, like the fact that he even could come up with that quick, because this is the thing. When you have these kind of viral ambush interviews, you really only have one shot to ask one question, and oftentimes you're going to get ignored. But he was able to at least push Jerry Seinfeld's button enough where Jerry Seinfeld had to put his, to put his foot to the ground, draw the line in the sand and say Palestine doesn't exist. Now, a lot of Palestinians don't appreciate that. But at the end of the day, it's a horrible situation that's going on in the Middle East. I think Jerry Seinfeld is on one side of it. I'm not on either side of it, even though my grandfather was Jewish. Where do you sit on, I guess, the existence of Palestine? Are you a no-Palestine person, or are you a pro-Palestine?
I'm not. I don't know.
Oh my God, Lila, you're not going to get canceled. You have no opinion on Palestine. Is it a state? Because, that's what they said, is that when Israel was created in 1948, that a bunch of Palestinians were living there, allegedly. I hear this from, people that are anti-Semitic and some people that are not. And they say that when Israel was there, they kicked a bunch of Palestinians out of their home and took it over. And that doesn't seem very cool if that's true.
No, if it wasn't a state, why are they Palestinians then? Where'd the name come from?
That's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. So, I don't know. Is Palestine real or not? I want to ask you, the audience. If you're on X right now, tweet me. Is Palestine a real place, or is Jerry Seinfeld, arguably the world's greatest comedian, correct that Palestine does not exist? I want your answer. Don't worry about my answer, because personally, I do think it does exist, and it's probably, leveled like a freaking parking lot right now. So maybe I guess it doesn't exist anymore, but it did exist. At one point, I would argue that Palestine did exist. Is that the case any longer? Probably not. All right, guys, coming up next, we're going to talk about breaking news. Elon Musk is the world's first trillionaire. I know, I can't believe it. Yes, SpaceX is launching their first IPO, and they're evaluating it at $1 trillion. So we're going to get into all of that coming up right after these commercials.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401.
When it's breaking,
We're moving.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel and take Go Pills to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel locked in.
Go Pills are packed with neurotransmitter support. Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
Mic on, lights up. Soldier Fuel keeps me dialed right in.
Both are used by the U.S. military every day.
Built by Patriots for Patriots.
And they're now available to you.
This is huge.
Scan the QR codes below and order your supply today.
Hear that pop? So good.
Go to buysoldierfuel.com or search on Amazon.
This is performance fuel. Clean energy, sharp mind. That's how we do it at RAV.
Visit buygopills.com and get 15% off automatically.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shopped. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
Hi, I'm Chris from Illinois. We like to watch Real America's Voice in the War Room with Stephen K. Bannon for all the great guests. Everyone from Kerry Lake, the great Frank Gaffney, Trump 24, Retribution.
Hi, my name's Paul Poyer. I'm Poyer04 in the Getter Chat. I love rap for all the Getter, all the War Room Posse, and all of you guys. Love y'all. Bye.
I'm Lou, Mega Pilot from Rob's Getter Chat here in beautiful Trump County, Florida. The best place for real news is Real America's Voice.
America's Voice.
Thank you guys so much for staying up late. You're watching After Hours with Alex Stein right here in Real America's Voice, and we're sitting with the lovely Lila Hart. Now, Lila, Elon Musk is famous for buying Twitter for $44 billion, which I'm very thankful for, because now you're able to speak more freely on, I would call, the world's town square. It's very important that we have these social media services so that we can communicate with each other. But all this SpaceX stuff, the Artemis mission, I get so sick and tired of talking about space, because this is what they tell us. This is the official story, that we know more about space than the ocean, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, because less than 200 people have even gone to space, and about 95% of the population of the world has either seen the ocean or swam in the ocean. So I would think that logically we have a lot more information with all the fish and the food that we eat from the ocean than we do from space, but that's the official story, and I don't believe the official story on anything. So I get sick and tired of all of our resources going to space when we got hungry people. We have, starving people in this country. We have, well, maybe not in our country. We're pretty fat, but you know what I mean? Starving people all over the world. And it just seems like we allocate so many of our resources to go to space, and I just feel like they could be better used on helping people here on planet Earth instead of trying to go to Mars and trying to go to the moon.
I agree. And space, it sounds boring. There's a lot happening here.
I think space is fake, but whatever. We'll get into that. But Elon Musk is now going to be the world's first trillionaire, because SpaceX has just announced that they are getting their new IPO, and their initial price offering is they're going to be valued at over $1 trillion. Now, I heard Eric Bolling talking about it, and one of the other hosts, he said, and I don't quote me on this because he is a better, financial, whatever you want to call it. He understands the market a lot better than me. He said that it has a really high IPO announcement, but it might go down a little bit before it comes back up. But he said it is a good stock from what I remember what he said. So my point is this. Do you think Elon Musk deserves to be a trillionaire with this new SpaceX, IPO launch?
I think it's actually absolutely ridiculous that we even have someone who's a trillionaire.
Yeah.
And then you have people who can't even buy eggs.
I know a lot of people that can't fill up their gas tank right now. I mean, my housekeeper, Juanita, she got deported and she's in Mexico and can't make any money. I have to send her freaking, 2,000 pesos a month just to try to sneak her back across the border so she can come and clean my house. But that's a whole different, argument for a different episode. But I will say this. Elon Musk did do a good job for bringing back free speech, even though I have seen people on X get demonetized and deplatformed since he's been in charge of it. So it's not necessarily a perfect place to speak freely. But the idea that he is a billionaire now because of SpaceX.
Trillionaire.
I mean, excuse me, trillionaire.
Trillion.
And you know, we think about the number trillion. This is how you quantify it. So a billionaire has 1,000 million. So, you know, you have like 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, 400 million, 500 million, 600 million, 700 million, 800 million, 900 million. And then once you get to 1,000 million, you become a billionaire. That's the same with trillionaire. You got 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion, 500 billion, 600 billion, 700 billion, 800 billion, 900 billion. And then you got 1,000 billion. That makes you a trillionaire. So it is an attainable number, I guess, for a person. Yeah, I mean, for Elon Musk, he owns the biggest space company and it's all subsidized by the government, so I'm not that surprised. But my point is this: it sounds like an impossible number to reach, but it actually is attainable if you look at it through that metric, I feel like.
Maybe he wants to go to space so badly because he's an alien.
He probably is an alien. I do think that there are probably aliens on Earth that like take over human skins and walk around. But I think that he wants to go to space because he's got so many children that he's trying to run away from. You know, and you know he has a very famous trans daughter. Do you know his trans daughter?
Yes. And she looks cool.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't want to see them naked, but I mean, I guess if I just, you know, saw them
she has
like
nice hair.
Yeah, well,
it's long.
They do have long hair. His daughter's son has long hair.
Daughter's son.
Yeah, but I want to play this clip of the Associated Press announcing Elon is the world's first trillionaire.
Elon Musk has become the world's first trillionaire. Catapulted by the historic market debut of his rocket company, SpaceX, the tech mogul has officially amassed 13-figure wealth. SpaceX debuted on public markets Friday at $150 a share, locking in an unprecedented $1.97 trillion market valuation.
That's a lot of De Niro.
Have you ever met Elon Musk?
I've seen him at Charlie Kirk's memorial, and he looked kind of weird there. He kind of looked like an alien there. I'm not kidding.
How far away were you from him?
10 feet.
So you've been in the same room.
I've been in the same room.
Was it interesting energy? Did you feel like...
I could feel his energy. It's like the first time I met Trump.
$1 billion energy.
Well, Trump has this aura. I remember when I first saw Trump, I was like, whoa. I met him at the New York Young Republicans event, the gala that I hosted, and I was just like, whoa. I was kind of like blown away by his energy and his aura. And Elon had a similar thing because Elon had 2 security guards near him, like watching his back. And he was walking around like he was just a normal guy. You know, this is at Charlie's memorial before it started and, you know, before he was taking a seat. So I didn't have the chance to interact with him because there were so many people in between us. There was a lot of people talking to him. But I could feel his energy from about 10 feet away.
Wow.
He's an alien. He's probably a space alien, and that's why he's able to use special technology to steal all of our money and become a trillionaire. Now, I want to play shot number 10. This is at NASDAQ. Elon said that SpaceX only had a 10% chance to survive, and I'm surprised that he was that low. Let's play the clip.
I give SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all, to be clear. In fact, I told people this. I said, look, we're probably going to fail, but, you know, we should give it a try because if we don't, if there's not a new company that enters space, we will never be a truly spacefaring civilization. The other aerospace companies, they build good rockets and everything. They were simply not pursuing the technology that's necessary to make life multiplanetary.
See, that's where I get frustrated. Elon keeps talking about multi-planetary life, that we need to have a moon base, we need to have a Mars base, because one day the Earth is going to get swallowed up by climate change, and we need to have a place to put the future of humanity on safely. But to me, that sounds very dumb because Mars, if we can even go to Mars, they say we can, I doubt that. Like, Mars is a much worse terrain to live in. I mean, you can't even walk around without a space helmet or without, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a safe place. I think California would be much easier to live than Mars or the moon for that matter. So this whole idea of multiplanetary life seems stupid to me. I mean, am I crazy for thinking that, Lila?
Well, it's interesting that there's people here that need help, and I feel like that money could be used to help people here. Yeah. I don't understand. But I don't know, maybe he's not really going to space. Maybe space is like a cover-up for something else.
I think it is. I think this technology, and I'm not even kidding, it's used for military things. Like, they want to be able to put rockets in the air so that they can spy on us. Because that's really what they say, too, is that this is like a big conspiracy, is that when they say that they have satellites that can, you know, like take pictures of a license plate from space. Supposedly, those satellites are in huge balloons. And I'm not even kidding. Yes, and these balloons are the size of like football stadiums. We can't see them because they're so high up. And that is why NASA is the biggest purchaser of helium in the world. That's a fact. You can fact check me on that. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, and you can actually look up, we don't have videos of it, but look up balloon launch. NASA launches huge balloons all the time. You can watch them on YouTube. There's thousands of videos of these balloon launches. And so my point is, the reason that Trump is so interested in Space Force, it's not because he wants multiplanetary life for us to go and run to if the Earth, collapses in on itself and, we get climate change issues, we can't live here any longer. They really want to have a presence in space so that they can have a military presence so that they can spy on us and that they can control future, wars and future conflicts and have the ability to drop a bomb on any place that they want by being able to go really high in the air and drop it wherever they want. So I think a lot of the motivations are typical to United States interests. Like we were very interested in the military-industrial complex. We have a $1.5 trillion military budget, and I think space is a very similar motivating factor when it comes to the reason why we put so much of our time and effort into it. And even NASA is considered a branch of our military. And then Donald Trump even admitted that Space Force is, meant to protect us so that we are dominating space so the Chinese don't dominate it. So when it comes to space, it's not just for multiplanetary life. I think it's really a military operation so that they can control the world.
I feel like there is some sort of cover up, and I don't even know if we really even gone to space, because isn't there like a firmament that
That's what I'm saying. There's a firmament. We can't go to space, guys. Space is fake. I don't care what they say. People are like, oh, we're going to space. Yeah, right. Give me a break.
I think the ocean is actually space.
Well, that's what they say. They say above the firmament is where the water is, and that's why, there was a flood at some point on our planet's history. There was a serious flood. They can see the sediment and how it's different levels, and this is this sediment, and this is this sediment, and that it would obviously had to have been a huge flood for it to actually, turn out to be layered like it is. So my point is this: if that is true, if there is a firmament like the Bible describes, then that, and they say above the firmament could be liquid, because whenever you look at a star through a telescope, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like the star it's kind of like
glassy.
Shimmers. It doesn't look like what we think. It looks like kind of like a flickering light. So all I'm saying is
like a light underwater.
Like a light underwater. That's what I'm saying. Like how you put a light underwater, it's like there's a flicker to it. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff in space. A lot of it I think is meant to distract us. I know there's some people probably tripping out right now. Oh, the moon landing was real. Da, da, da. Give me a break. The moon landing was fake. It was so fake. Let's just be real. And I know a lot of other hosts on this network probably won't say that, but I'm going to give you the straight truth, because that's what I'm always trying to seek, the truth. I don't try to sell you any lies and try to convince you that, oh, we got to spend $1 trillion on SpaceX so we can go live on Mars. Yeah, freaking right. Give me a break. So, Lila, coming up next, you know what we're going to talk about?
What?
Primetime Alex Stein went to Washington, D.C. to fight for Carmelo Anthony, because I think he deserves to be free. Black people were once slaves, and that was a horrible situation. So now, because of that horrible, horrible history that we had, I believe that they deserve to do crime without any punishment. And we're going to get into that right after these commercials.
With the 2026 midterms coming at us like a freight train, gun grabbers are licking.
When it's breaking,
we're moving.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel and take Go Pills to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel locked in.
Go Pills are packed with neurotransmitter support. Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
Mic on, lights up. Soldier Fuel keeps me dialed right in.
Both are used by the U.S. military every day.
Built by Patriots for Patriots.
And they're now available to you.
This is huge.
Scan the QR codes below and order your supply today.
Hear that pop? So good.
Go to buysoldierfuel.com or search on Amazon.
This is performance fuel. Clean energy, sharp mind. That's how we do it at RAV.
Visit buygopills.com and get 15% off automatically.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shop. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
Hi, I'm Chris from Illinois, and we like to watch Real America's Voice in the War Room with Stephen K. Bannon for all the great guts. Everyone from Kerry Lake, the great Frank Gaffney, Trump 24, Retribution.
Hi, my name's Paul Poyer. I'm Poyer04 in the Getter Chat. I love rap for all the Getter, all the War Room Posse, and all of you guys. Love y'all. Bye.
I'm Lou, Mega Pilot from Rav's Getter Chat, here in beautiful Trump County, Florida. The best place for real news is Real America's Voice.
Thank you guys so much for watching After Hours with Alex Stein right here on Real America's Voice. We're sitting here with the lovely Lila Hart. Lila, we got to talk about it. We kind of previewed it in the first segment. The Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf trial came to a close. Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to over 30 years in prison for the murder of Austin Metcalf. A lot of people were happy with the punishment. A lot of people felt like that he was wrongfully accused and that this was self-defense and he did not deserve to go to jail. And I tend to agree with those people because, like I said earlier, yeah, I do. Because, Lila, were you ever a slave? Were Filipino people ever slaves?
I think everybody in the world was slaves at one point.
I don't think so.
Yes, slavery happened all over the world.
Well, I know that's what they say, but listen, I'm really close to this. My great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was a plantation owner, and my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was a black slave, and so I'm actually part black. Did you know that?
Wow, you learn something new every day.
So I was on both sides of this. I have ancestors that were slaves, and I had ancestors that actually owned slaves. So I have a lot of empathy for African Americans, being an African American myself. And I feel like because of the persecution that was, that my people had to go through, we should not be held accountable for our crimes today. We deserve a free pass to do crime because at one point we were held against our will and forced to pick cotton. Yes, is cotton one of the easier things and lightest things to pick? Yes, but that doesn't matter. It's still very hot and the conditions were horrible, and that's why they said living high on the hog, because they would give us the worst part of the hog, the pig meat. That's where the thing came from. They would give the slaves like the worst part, like the hooves and the snout and the tongue, and that's why the slaves would call it living high on the hog when they got like a good piece of the hog, like the bacon and very rarely did they get that, because my great-great-great-grandfather, he loved bacon, so he would very rarely give the slaves and my great-great-great-great-grandmother the good parts of the pig.
I like bacon. I'm a bacon eater.
Who doesn't? Slaves loved it too. Well, because of that horrible, horrible time in American history, I believe that all black people should be allowed to do whatever they want, and I don't think that we should hold them accountable for their crimes. And so I do believe that Austin Metcalf didn't deserve to die. But like I said earlier, if he would have just joined the swim team, he would have never had the likelihood of getting stabbed, because Carmelo Anthony obviously can't swim. And either my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, she couldn't swim either, but my great-great-great-grandfather actually was a great swimmer. But that's, once again, that is another topic for another episode. But I was in D.C. fighting for Carmelo Anthony's freedom at the Youth Advisory Commission for the District of Columbia. Now I want to play this clip and get your reaction. Can you hear me? Councilman Parker, my name is Alex Stein, and I came here specifically at this meeting because the last meeting that I was at, I thought the lack of professionalism that you had when running a meeting, typically when people actually decide to show up in person, you would give them the ability to speak before you would somebody online. So I was at the last advisory council, and you're letting all these people speak online instead of just letting the people that actually were there in person speak first. And so I go to a lot of council meetings. And you have testimony regarding the bills today? Of course, but I want to talk. I was just trying to talk to you about how you run these meetings. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. No, I'm just saying you're terrible at your job, Councilman Parker. Understood. And listen, I think black kids should be able to shoplift. I don't know why we arrest black kids. I want to free Carmelo Anthony. I think Carmelo Anthony should not be in jail. So I mean, he did that in self-defense. We're going to pivot. No, it's about a youth. What I'm saying is Carmelo Anthony is typical to what is happening to the youth of Washington, D.C. We need to free Carmelo Anthony. Thank you. And we do. Councilman Parker, I'm literally trying to speak about the youth in D.C. Yes, because I think the kids in D.C., they should be able to stab people, and they should be able to get away with it, Parker, because I'm sick and tired of holding these kids accountable. If you're black and your ancestors were slaves, you should have the right to do whatever you want now in the current 2026 timeline that we're in. So I'm sick and tired of the racism. Fight for Carmelo Anthony. He deserves to be free. We need to get Carmelo Anthony out of jail. Free Carmelo Anthony. All he did was stab one kid at a track meet that was trying to assault him, and he should be free. Free Carmelo.
Thank you for your testimony. I want to the public, apologize for the insensitive remarks and disruption, and we will proceed with the hearing.
Now, that's very rich of Councilman Parker to say that I was a disruption while he was disrupting my whole entire speech.
Yeah.
And I would argue that he probably agrees with me that Carmelo Anthony should be free, so I don't know why he would say that that was a bad speech or that I was off topic. I'm a little frustrated that I didn't get the same kind of support from a fellow African-American like Councilman Parker.
Well, he should have let you speak. And he shouldn't have been interrupting you because, you know, that is a place where you're supposed to, as a citizen, be able to go in there and share your feelings and your thoughts on situations. So that was rude.
That was rude. Councilman Parker, you got to do better. And we both agree that Carmelo Anthony made a mistake and he deserves to get out of jail. So I don't know why you would try to stop me. Now, that speech has had a big effect. I know and I've heard that Carmelo Anthony has seen that in prison and that he has shared it. And the Carmelo Anthony family has reached out and they thanked me. And I'm going to continue to, go and defend Carmelo. They're actually paying me with some of the GoFundMe money to go speak. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that publicly. I probably shouldn't have said that on the show, but it's not that much money. It's like $5,000, but I think it's worth it. And I need the $5,000 because I'll be honest, I'm addicted to online shopping. Do you online shop at all, Lila?
Oh, I am an online shopper.
I'm addicted to Amazon Prime.
Yes,
I know. I'm addicted to it. So I need that $5,000. And if all I have to do is go support Carmelo Anthony, I think it's a worthy cause, and I think that's a fair price. So thank you to the Anthony family for the money. Now, Lila, we got to talk about you are on the road. Where can people find you? At LilaHart.com if they want to see you in the near future?
Yes, LilaHart.com. And then you just click on my tour dates, which will take you to micromaidens.com, and you can see me and the maidens. We're actually coming to Washington State and Oregon State. Those where our next 12 shows will be.
And you're from Washington State.
I am, and I went to Washington State University. Go Cougs.
Ooh, wow. And, Lila, you're not old, but you will probably be a cougar one day. So that's kind of, that's a circle of life.
Yeah, that's where I went to school.
You went to school, and then eventually, when you're a little older, you'll be a cougar. That's kind of interesting. Yes. It's very ironic.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Now, Lila, there's a great event happening. Real America's Voice is putting on a boot camp, and it is meant to help Americans that want to learn, more about how the world works. And it's a really great event. If you see that QR code right there, it's going to give you all the information you need to participate. And Real America's Voice will also be covering it. Let's play the promo for it.
Let's go! Rav family, it's time to stand up and fight back.
We have to be tough.
Join fellow patriots at the America First Warehouse for AMAX Boot Camp for Patriots.
Yes, sir!
an incredible 2-day event designed to teach you how policy gets implemented, how grassroots movements create change, and how you can help shape the future of America.
Proud and free and standing tall.
On June 19th, don't miss Real America's Voice live on site with a special taping of Live from Studio 6B, The Freedom Truck, live music and barbecue. And on June 20th, it's Vendor Village, followed by AMAC's Boot Camp for Patriots live event. Tickets are limited and going fast. Scan the QR code now and reserve your spot today. 2 days of training, fellowship, and action brought to you by AMAC. Get your tickets now before they're gone.
Now, that looks like a fun event. If you guys can't make it in person, Real America's Voice will be covering it. So hopefully you guys can learn a little bit more about how policy works and just, kind of a better understanding about the, civil department of our government. Now, Lila, you watch this show. I know you're a big fan of the show, but do you ever listen to podcasts? Are you a big podcast fan?
Occasionally.
Well, I like the audio-only version of podcasts because I can, multitask. I can have it in my ear. I can play it in the car while I drive, and I'm not distracted by looking at it. And let's just be real. I'm a very handsome, sexy fella, and sometimes I know I can be distracting. So it's nice if you can just get a little bit of my audio and not, the full picture because I can be distracting. I mean, let's just be real. I am very sexy. I'm one of the sexiest men in conservative politics, and that's just, understood. If you watch the show, you'd realize that very quickly. So I want to play this promo, guys. If you guys support the show and you want to be able to listen to it wherever you get your podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you freaking listen to a podcast, After Hours with Alex Stein is now available audio only and video actually as well on Spotify. Let's play the promo.
Warning, listening to After Hours with Alex Stein may cause spontaneous laughter, raised eyebrows, and random outbursts of did he really just say that?
Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong!
If you're a fan of Alex Stein's wild adventures, off-the-wall interviews, and unpredictable takes on the news, we've got great news. Now you can take the chaos with you wherever you go. Whether you're driving, working out, walking the dog, or hiding from your boss in the break room, After Hours with Alex Stein is now available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and everywhere podcasts are available. And because normal is overrated, you can now watch full video episodes on Spotify too. So grab your phone, scan the QR code, or search After Hours with Alex Stein on your favorite podcast platform today. Because you never know what Alex is going to do next. And that's exactly why you can't stop watching.
Now, Lila, that is very true. I don't even know what I'm going to say next. And trust me, I say a lot of stuff I didn't even expect that I was going to say. Now, before we go, Lila, we talked about it. They can see you at lilahart.com. Is there anything else you want to plug before we go?
Tonight I will be at the Arlington Improv with Russell Peters doing a couple guest spots. I was also there last night. So yeah, if you're in Texas and you want to see me, I'm here.
Go to the Addison Improv. And guys, I'm going to be in Houston, Texas tonight for the Texas GOP convention, and I will be at the House of Blues. So if you're in the Houston area, come say hey to your boy Primetime 99 Alex Stein. And before we go, Lila, here at Real America's Voice, we don't just make great TV shows. We are also in the music industry. We have some great new music from one of our fellow hosts, Bo Davidson. He's got a great new song. It is called Blessed. So before we go, guys, we'll see you on Monday night, and check out Blessed by our guy Bo Davidson and click the QR code and download it today. See you guys Monday.
My fondest memory of World War II was the day when victory was declared over the Axis.
We are blessed to live in freedom, blessed to live in peace, blessed with food and shelter, blessed with life on lease.
Rav Family, our very own Bo Davidson, is releasing a powerful new patriotic anthem called Blessed, a heartfelt tribute to the brave men and women who served our nation and protected our freedom. We truly are blessed to be Americans. Scan the QR code now to download Blessed by Bo Davidson. And let's do our part to run this song up the charts as a thank you to those who served and sacrificed for our country.
1 in 4 kids grows up without a father. That's not just a bland statistic. It's
when it's breaking,
we're moving.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel and take Go Pills to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel locked in.
Go Pills are packed with neurotransmitter support. Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
Mic on, lights up. Soldier Fuel keeps me dialed right in.
Both are used by the U.S. military every day.
Built by Patriots for Patriots.
And they're now available to you.
This is huge.
Scan the QR codes below and order your supply today.
Hear that pop? So good.
Go to buysoldierfuel.com or search on Amazon.
This is performance fuel. Clean energy, sharp mind. That's how we do it at RAV.
Visit buygopills.com and get 15% off automatically.
Go Pills and Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shop. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a